You've not changed, I see.
And neither have you.
Welcome to the show where anything could happen. The real play experience where we put players against problems with no easy answers, incomplete information, and always against the ticking clock. I'm Oscar, I'm your host, and it's my job to set things up and to go behind the scenes to pass messages to players to keep knocking things off track. In this episode, we find ourselves on the RSV Golden Grove, a civilian research vessel looking for a location to test an experimental terraforming system. The Providence device is a nano-bot generator which creates all the infrastructure required to start processing atmospheric conditions to develop a standard atmosphere suitable for the principal species of the United Federal Republic. Entering the Ross 128 system against the backdrop of its small red sun, there are two systems which were never colonized, despite being just 11 light years from Earth. Let's meet our players.
Hello, I am Lucie, and I'm playing, once again, Dr. Emily Lucci, the head of the Walton Institute, going on a bit of a side quest on a terraforming mission to show some other scientists how it's done.
Hello, I'm Karim, and I'm playing the Operations Officer Simon Harsent.
Hello, I am playing Dr. Adella Beaumont, and I definitely do not have a history with another character on this ship.
Hello, I'm Antonio, and I'm playing Archer Joan, the captain.
And as the crew look across the system, they have a choice to make. And of course, anything could happen.
So we're selecting already the planet that we're going to terraform? Why aren't we testing more?
I mean, we have to. We've been at it for a long time at this point, and I want to make sure that you and the captain help me confirm between Ross 128B and Ross 128C which one we terraform. We know it's going to be one of these two planets.
But I just need, like, just a little bit more time. Like, if you give me access to the Providence device, I can figure out the balance.
No.
No?
No. It's mine. Look. Look, we've gone through this. I know we've been college roommates. We're both professional researchers.
I can see the need to bring that up. We're colleagues now.
I'm just, I'm sick of it, okay? I want something to happen. I need this mission to be done.
Well, it's gonna be done, but is it gonna be done, correctly?
Well, we need a planet to be terraformed.
Yes,
we need more space. And
bunch of robots that just decide to multiply. What if it breaks down? What if they multiply infinitely? What if it's a cancerous growth on this planet and we can't do anything to stop it?
Well, do you have analysis?
I just need some access, and I can figure out the proper nanite balance.
No.
What we need is analysis of the planets themselves.
Yes.
We can trust that Dr. Lucci has done the due diligence. Pardon.
It's fine, Captain.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has for everyone. Yes, absolutely. So?
If we have to select a planet, which I'm still entirely against, I think there's a reason why Ross 128B hasn't been, terraformed or has been a project before. I think stay away from that. Although I think stay away from all of them. I think test. We need more experiments done.
Exactly. So what sort of information do we have in terms of, life forms on each of these options that we have? Do they have stable orbital systems or gravity levels?
Ops officer, do you have anything to add to this?
Looking at
Make
it,
it go faster.
trying to see if there's anything coming up. These 2 planets. Here we go. Okay, summary. B is a slightly small Earth-like with an orbit of just 10 days, but it's eccentric, very close to the edge of the habitable zone. C is a larger, better positioned in the habit zone, but gravity is higher, and its average temperature is just over freezing 5 degrees C.
Just over freezing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know if there are life forms on them?
I'm assuming there isn't if they got past this point, but I could do another check from here.
Well, we can't use the Providence device on it. So. And just to be clear, I have orders to have the final say which planet that we select. We know it's one of the 2. They're pretty good, but we need to get the best of the 2.
You're probably just gonna go against whatever I say anyway. So I'll say you should go to Ross 128B.
And why is that?
Because I think that we shouldn't do that, but obviously the good doctor here is not taking my advice.
Okay, can we put aside your tested history and
She
focus
started
on the
it.
task at hand?
I'm in charge of the device. I will not use the device in a place that is not safe, but we know it's going to be one of the 2. So, there are no life forms on them. On either of them. Oh, sorry, officer, you said you were looking at that. Okay.
Mhm.
The orbital system, we know of them. Do we know if they're stable?
Okay. B has no clear life signs, but there seem to be the raw materials to produce life. C has some secondary life indicators.
Secondary. I mean, if they're not complex life forms, it's fine.
Well, I'm under strict orders to not deploy the device on any planet that has complex multicellular life forms.
Absolutely.
So we don't have any of that from B. I think if we're looking at
Okay.
the options,
That's great.
Okay.
just the potential to produce, which would be ideal for a terraforming scenario, wouldn't it?
Mm-mm-mm.
Why hasn't it been terraformed in the past through other means? Is there any indication of that?
So what is the priority? Possibly.
I mean,
Go
it's
for it.
also this device is cutting edge technology from the Walton Institute, so you know, it couldn't be considered with the prior technology, I suppose.
I don't know. I feel like when corporate was expanding all of the habitual zones, why was it left behind? Did they find something there?
Well, the whole point, Adella, is that we're trying to find if it's viable. Sorry, Dr. Beaumont. Okay. So, the orbital system, operations officer, you said it was stable, yeah? For both?
Sorry, was that the orbit or what?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the orbits are stable,
Okay.
but the orbit of B is eccentric, so it comes very close to the edge of the habitable zone at times, but it seems to be okay. And the orbit's just 10 days long.
Okay. Do they have a magnetic polarity to mitigate against stellar radiation?
I'll look up whatever I can on the history of the planet that's got us to this point.
these are all factors that we need to be completely sure about to deploy the device.
Doctor, is there any leeway with any of these parameters?
How do you mean?
I mean, Ross 128C is better positioned,
Mm-hmm.
albeit that the gravity is higher and the temperature is, just slightly over freezing. Would the terraforming still be able to, would the device still work in such conditions?
Yeah, we just need a planet that has sufficient gravity levels. So I'd be more concerned if the gravity was not enough. In fact, see.
Okay.
So, yeah, just as a reminder, I know I've said it many times, but just to be clear, we need a place where we have no complex multicellular life forms, which seems to be the case for B. For C, it's at Clare. Or C has secondary life forms, it seems.
Life indications rather than forms.
Yes. All right. We also need a planet in a stable orbital system, which seems to be the case for both. And we need a planet that has sufficient gravity levels, like I said, and also magnetic polarity to mitigate against stellar radiation, of course. So, if B is the one without any even secondary life forms, if all the other factors are fine, it seems that it might be the better option.
Dr. Beaumont, I know that we do not have any information as to why none of these planets have ever been settled on. I do know that these planets have been explored many times. What would be your professional opinion under why this area has never been settled? This has never been a target for operations.
I mean, something that we haven't found yet. There's no limit to corporate greed, and they would have terraformed these planets on their own if there was anything. If there was nothing stopping them. But there must have been something stopping them.
You're always on about capitalism. Again, you've not changed, I see.
And neither have you.
Well, that's why we made such good roommates, isn't it?
I can start to see what sides of the demonstrations you both sat at.
Well, you can also see how one of us ended up as the head of the Walton Institute, not the other.
All right.
I'm noticing some anomaly of the diagnostics. I mean, I see some data spikes. The nano-mic systems. Is that a?
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing. Obviously, you don't want to test any of this. You don't want anything to do with it. You just want to make a decision as quick as possible.
Well, can you run a test quickly?
Okay. Testing. But you said these plants have been explored many times before?
There are records that they've been explored.
On foot? Through radar? Which kind of exploration?
Let me look into the report. Give me 1 second.
Figure out, I guess, if there's anything redacted from them. Anything that looks suspicious.
Operations officer, do we have more information on the magnetic polarity?
Right. Yes. It flips. B flips regularly, probably because of the molten core, which is flexing under the gravitational pull because it's spinning around the star at such high speeds for planetary purposes. That makes sense in that respect.
Whoa. The nanites on the Providence device are settling.
Yes, but
I-
probably only for a few minutes, if I had to hazard a guess.
Yeah, but that actually means it's only viable for another 10 minutes or so. So we need to make a decision soon. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to use the device. Okay.
Let me put 7 minutes on the clock
Thank
so
you,
that we make sure.
Captain.
Oh, great. Let's
Right.
terraform a planet with something that'll only settle for 10 minutes. This is a great idea. If only we had tested more.
Dr. Beaumont, we've been talking about testing for a good 10 minutes at this point. Do you have any results yet?
The results are that it's settled now, but it's not going to settle, and unless you give me proper full access to this, I won't be able to look at the nanite mix and settle it fully, properly.
I'm not comfortable doing that.
Why not?
Because I've been entrusted with this cutting-edge device, and don't have clearance to access it.
Then give me clearance.
Nope.
Captain, Operations Officer, you have to see how unreasonable this is, right? Right?
I do not. Look, I do not understand why you need to go open the hood and check how the engine works.
Because the engine is smoking.
Well, that is Dr. Lucci's responsibility.
Thank you, Captain. So, we have less than 10 minutes at this point. 6, I believe. So, we're saying that C has some sort of life form, and in both cases, the orbital system is stable. We have enough gravity for both, and magnetic polarity is uncertain. Operations Officer.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Still no reading on the magnetic polarity.
Well, I've given you what we've had. It's there. It flips on every now and then. Are you looking for anything specific? Which way it's pointing this point? We just run a compass at it.
Just need magnetic polarity, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, north is north and south is south.
Fine. Okay. And we have enough gravity, stable orbital system. Okay, I feel as though, Captain, given the limitation on complex multicellular life forms, given that there is a risk on C, I think we should terraform B.
I agree. It sounds like B might be the the way to go. If
good.
not just for the fact of the multicellular life forms that are present in C.
Yes. Well, we're not sure that they're actually complex, but it's a lower risk to select B. Very good.
And that is the information we have. That is the information we can act upon.
Thank you very much, Captain, for your cooperation.
I'm getting very detailed calligraphy notes that say I told you so, ready to send to you guys when this is all over.
You told us what? You told us nothing.
I told you that this is going to go poorly, and it is. As soon as you make this call, it's going to blow up in our faces. I guarantee.
In fact, the fact that you disagree with me just confirms that I'm right.
Okay, make the call.
I believe we might need
hang on, hang on.
talk about.
Oh, Operations Officer.
So we got some volcanic activity on B now. When did that start? Although I suppose with the molten core, that can make sense. I suppose.
I mean, it's not a problem for the Providence device.
Quite significant. Give me a few minutes to tie this down.
Okay, fine.
you think the device will be able to withstand volcanic activity? And
Absolutely. I mean, Earth is considered to be a world with high volcanic activity, and this device is supposed to terraform a planet to the level of Earth. So
true.
Supposed
Still
to.
sounds like B might still be the option. We still have about 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going with B?
Well, we're waiting for a reading from the officer. Ops officer, do you have any more detail on the life form on C, just so I know?
No, nothing at the moment. I've been focusing on B. I'll punt on a few more scans at C. There was some storm activity on C a little while ago.
Okay.
On B, the volcanic activity is significant enough it could cause problems for the nanites. They struggle to compensate, but I'm not quite sure on that one.
I see.
We won't have another opportunity like this.
Yes, indeed. And again, it's not against the guidelines of the device, and I'd rather not risk mixing with a life form. If you'll allow me to say, just very high volcanic activity.
The nanites won't
We'll
function
see.
unless used imminently. I think if you're going to make a call without, taking the proper routes, then make it now.
Yep, we do need to go. For once, we do agree, Captain. We need to use them imminently, or the device will fail. So I would suggest let's use it on B.
Very well. Would you like to do the honors? It is your baby at the end of the day.
Oh, thank you, Captain. We'll do the honors then. Pressing the big brain button.
Definitely confirmed life forms on C.
Oh, fantastic. I'm so glad.
Small insectoids.
As the
Thank God.
device is flying off.
Ah,
But that device is going
So-
to B, yeah?
yes.
Well, I reckon it's probably... we can't do it on C. The option is we fire it at B and it's a work or doesn't work, depending. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the risk we're going to take, isn't it, really?
It's on B now. We've selected B.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We couldn't
So
do it
it's-
on C because of the life forms. B,
Too complex.
there's risks to actually
Yes.
working, but it's
Yes.
at least something to be done.
Yes.
The pod
Excellent.
is in transit. Please keep open communications to get as much readings as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Good work, everyone. Everyone.
We'll see. We definitely need to have a conversation about this dynamic, though.
Well, I mean, as soon as this mission is over, I'll go back to the Walton Institute, of course, and you can decide how you want to handle your crew the way you want, Captain.
Yes, that will be with each other on many future assignments.
The red sun is building up for a solar flare. Does anyone else have that on the information?
The
All right.
red sun?
Yeah, it's peaking some solar activity.
Great. We need the sun.
Okay. We might want to get some distance, though. Solar
Yes, of
flares do
course.
tend to affect communications and electronics.
Captain, you're the captain.
Evasive maneuvers.
Whoa!
The operations officer is so stable.
And as the vessel is maneuvering to make sure it keeps safe distance from the solar flare, the probe impacts into ROS 128b and starts to land on the surface and propagate. But will it grow? Will it develop on a planet that has an eccentric orbit, which means that it will spend some of its time outside of the habitable zone. But with its volcanic activity and its proximity to the sun, it is hard to know whether that will be compensated for with the natural cycles of this world. We will have to see, because in the world of nanite terraforming, anything could happen. And on that note, okay, sorry, guys, thoughts, questions, actions. I mean, how come the nanites suddenly stop being in a situation where they might, I don't know, stop working properly? I mean, how
Why?
could that happen?
What? It's definitely not because I've been secretly modifying them this whole time, which could get me arrested. But then just now I hacked into them. So that's the.
Needless to say, I had your number on that one.
I mean, I
Why
knew I
isn't
couldn't
that-
trust you.
Why it hasn't been
I
reported?
was fixing them. They were broken. It would have gone awful if I hadn't.
We
fixed-
literally
Yeah.
started with me saying, no, you don't touch my device.
Yeah, and then I did.
Yeah, I was right. You're just jelly. So you should go back to jelly school. Okay. Well, we were, roommates.
You always
can
left your
definitely
clothes on my
see-
side of the dorm room anyway.
I can see the dynamic. I can see it.
Well, you know what? I did very poorly with the pandemic, and I decided to change my career as a scientist from medical to terraforming, and I feel like this is more my game. I feel like this is the revenge of Dr. Lucci.
Revenge of the Lucci.
Yes.
Makes
yes.
sense, yeah.
I hope so. Oscar, please let it be my revenge. I can't lose every time, Oscar.
Next session, we played the nanites.
Yeah, I deliberately didn't want to have a definitive win or loss in this case. It's like you've got these two planets, both of which are unsuitable. One has life on it. You chose not to use that, but ironically, that would probably have been more effective. You would have probably destroyed the native life in the process, but a few insects. Who cares? I mean, yeah, I know. Sorry.
Insects.
Isn't
But
that
it's
how
gonna be-
Starship Troopers starts?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's how Starship Troopers starts. Yeah, the Terrans decide that they're going to colonize, and the poor insects. It's not their
There's
fault.
just some bugs there, and then they're like 3 meters tall. Oop.
Do you want to know more? Sorry.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, you're doing your part. Any other sort of thoughts on what was going on with the sort of systems, or any kind of? I mean, there were less complications in that session than usual.
I do adore that you said the eccentric orbit and all that, and I just go, I always thought eccentric is a nice word.
It's a lovely word.
I was just like, I'm not a scientist. Fuck it.
I mean, I think Karim, you kind of picked up on what I was saying with that, because we were behind the scenes. He was asking me all sorts of questions about what was happening with the planets and stuff like that. So, the idea I believe that there is an eccentric orbit on that particular planet according to the current data we have from NASA, but then I might be misremembering, because I've been trying to doing my usual amateurish, read a few Wikipedia pages and try to make it sound at least remotely plausible.
If you're wrong, you're getting cancelled.
I'm getting
Yep.
Scrapping the
being
episode.
unscientific.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson will come to your house and go,
yeah.
no.
Exactly.
No, I
exactly.
just did a wee little Google search, and that sounds like a bad condition to have on a planet.
It's a really bad condition to have on a planet. I'm just reducing how bad it is, because it's. I think Ross 128b, from what they know about it, has this orbit that's not, because most planetary systems are circular-ish
Mhm.
in orbit, but the least circular you are, the more extreme the seasons are.
Right.
Yeah.
So you may have made a fantastic winter skiing for 5 days, followed by boiling waters in the following 5 days.
I mean, isn't it Earth
Yeah.
right now?
Pretty much.
Ooh.
Yeah, but this is every 10 days. It's like
I mean,
it's
talk
just
about
a holiday
seasonality.
destination.
Yeah.
It's true that 10-day orbit is very, very fast. It feels like, I don't know.
Very,
it feels
very
dizzy.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels very dizzy. Oh well.
Yeah.
Planet handbrake
Oh, well.
turning around the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's just
exactly.
like, can you imagine the ageism on a? It's like, oh my god, that guy's like 326. Ugh. Like, my gosh.
Exactly. Cool. All right. Anyone got any thoughts, questions, or comments?
I like to think Dr. Lucci won.
Yeah.
I like
So-
to think that you're getting your calligraphy card.
Well, I feel like you're getting fired, honestly.
I mean, not gonna lie.
Captain was not impressed.
Yeah, that is gonna be a stain on your record.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was
Well-
really interested by the fact that everybody turned against you, because usually people turn against me.
I took up the mantle.
Well, you didn't kill anyone this time.
Yeah.
I didn't kill anyone.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't even kill insects.
I know.
Okay.
Wow,
You
so
might have killed
noble.
some nano-bots, but yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a robot. It's fine. It's my device. So.
Yeah. But you also went for the planet that didn't have any precursor life ingredients.
Yes.
Which,
Well-
you know,
Well-
doesn't
well,
give
that's-
much for your nanites to play with.
What?
Yeah, but it's
You're the one who.
it's
What?
got a high volcanic activity, so there's lots of chemical processes kicking off anyway. So it could be something.
That's very true. That's
Yeah.
very true.
You know, no insects, no big, space bugs.
No big space bugs evolving
I mean-
out of it.
Yeah.
Look, I had a massive spider the other day here in the corner, so I got, no space bugs. Yeah, fine.
No space
Sounds
bugs.
good.
Yeah. Sounds
You're
like a plan.
welcome. You're very welcome.
There's no fruit flies here. Yes. I'm moving there.
Cool. All right, on that note, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, share, and all the usual things. And we'll be back next time where, of course, anything could happen.